Hey guys, Clumsy here. Welcome back to another Q&A episode. Really enjoying these again thanks to Krishbom Sounds. Man, I'm loving this truck again. It's been a while. Anyway, let's go and get started. Let's jump straight into the Q&A this time. And remember, if you have a question, feel free to ask it. There is a form, a link to the Google form in the video description. And there you can put in your question. You can optionally tell who it's from, so you can say your name or you can remain anonymous. And you can now also tell if you want that Q&A, that question to be answered in truck sim, in flight sim, or either is fine. I've not yet gotten to doing any Q&A in flight sim. I'm still trying to figure out how I can squeeze that in. For now, Q&A will be in truck sim, but we'll see. We'll make that work somehow. I chose a longer journey today from Heilbronn to Verona, I believe, in Italy. So we'll be crossing from Germany to Switzerland and Switzerland to Italy, if I'm reading this correctly. And in terms of mods, I'm using still this Scania S from Eugene, low deck variant from Sogard 3, Krone MegaLiner trailer from Sogard 3, and of course the sounds from Krishbom. Although the interior sounds I modified a bit, as I mentioned in the previous Q&A. This is from default SCS interior sounds, but with engine sounds from Krishbom. I'm still getting those huge hiccups. Must be one of my mods conflicting. That's always the tricky thing. It's so hard to pinpoint because it's not very descriptive in the game log. Anyway, we'll see what we can do. Okay, let's jump straight into the questions here. We have a question from Macanthi, and this is way back from July. Sorry for the delay. Alright, as an adult and a YouTuber, what would you choose first if you were to have a live stream on YouTube and a job appointment at the same time and same day? What would you go for? Interesting question. Yeah, this is Adulting 101. So at this specific point, unfortunately, YouTube is not yet a sustainable livelihood for me. It's more of a hobby than a livelihood. Because yeah, I cannot live off YouTube. So with that in mind, job is the priority, as not fun as that sounds, because the job is what enables me to buy the equipment, continue on eating and staying alive, staying where I live, and all the other adulting stuff. So definitely, as sad as that sounds, I will have to prioritize the job interview. And that's the way I've been doing things. As you guys might know, we've had some instances where when I had to cancel the stream, I had to delay my videos when the workload gets too much. Now, I have been at my work for more than 10 years now. I think 12 or 13 years. With the same employer, same job, always still having fun, still exciting job, always solving different kinds of puzzles, working with the business, working with the IT team. So I work as an IT consultant and I have much fun there, but as always, as with any job, it's not always fun. Sometimes it's a bit taxing, sometimes it's tiring, sometimes you think to yourself why you went into the job in the first place. But for the most part, it's fun and it pays the bills. So that's the main thing, and I don't hate it. I love it at times. I don't like it in some small instances, but for the most part, it's amazing. That being said, I did mention this in previous Q&A, I think, that moving forward, the direction that I am now interested in doing is eventually making YouTube or live streaming or wherever, content creation, my full-time job. That is the goal, that is the eventual direction, but that can change at any moment. That depends, basically. Depends on certain factors. Depends how realistic it is in the first place. Will I be able to eat? Will I be able to save with this kind of livelihood? Will I enjoy it as much if it becomes a requirement that I make videos to survive? You know, I'm not just making videos to enjoy. I'm making videos as a way to survive and pay the bills. And that can make things very different. That can put a different stigma. Even though you enjoy something, having to do it makes it less enjoyable versus just doing it because you want it. You know, no other reason aside from you want to do it. So that may change, but for now, I am still trying to work towards that goal. And I'm happy to see that the community has been increasing. We've gotten a spurt of growth recently, thanks to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Lots of flight simmers coming into the channel. Some of them even bleeding off into truck sim, and vice versa. Some of the truck simmers enjoying the flight sim content as well. So thank you guys for enjoying the content. And I understand some of you are not willing to cross the bridge, basically, but give it a chance. Maybe you'll enjoy it. Some people who have tried have not regretted it, but I leave it to you. But moving forward, these two sims will be the main content for the channel. I might have to pass up on some amazing sims, but the main focus will be these two. And if there's anything left, if I have spare capacity, I will try others that are really significant and that really make me excited. But yeah, it's mainly that. It's mainly the excitement that I feel because the the content creation process is very emotional in a way. You get some ideas, you can think of the best ideas, but if your heart's not into it, it would not turn out well. It has to reflect your inner being. Oh, how deep is that? So if I'm forced to do something just for the sake of views, it will reflect in the videos. And I think there have been some instances when that has happened. As much as I try to avoid it, you cannot avoid it 100%. And the end result has not been the best. But it's not that bad, I guess. It kind of gets out there nonetheless. But yeah, at the end of the day, content creation is very artistic, it's like, yeah, you're more of an artist than a logistical guy, or not logistical, logical guy. It's not a matter of finding the right solution or solving for X. It's more of building up enough creative juices and creating the content. So I'm more of an artist than a mathematician. And that's why emotion plays a huge role in it. Take into account the artists that we have, the singers, songwriters. They do their best work when it comes from the soul, either if it's from a heartbreak or from an intense emotion. When they convert that into something productive, as a song, as whatever their craft is, and that's when they produce their best. It's the same with YouTube. So if something gets me excited, a new sim, a new feature, a new mod, an update, amazing sounds, that's what I try to focus on. And if there is something new that people seem to like, but I tried it and I don't really like it, I try not to force myself as much as possible, because if I do, it will not produce great results. Like, requests are great because it points me to possible directions, but I try not to force myself to do things because it can get pretty hairy and pretty obvious that some things are just being forced. Turn our lights here. Anyway, so yeah, the topic went away a bit from that question, but thanks for bringing that up. So happy to bring it up again and share with you the adulting side of things. Right. Next question is pretty short. Well, how can I join your server? There is no person. It's from an anonymous questioner. How can I join your server? So for those who might not know, for those who might be new to the channel, we do have a sneaky secret Discord server. You won't find it linked in the video description. You won't find it in my channel. For those who are watching me live on Twitch, you will see the link being posted by Nightbot from time to time. So there are two options on how you can join the Discord server. Number one is going to twitch.tv/theclumsygeek, typing in the chat window there, ! Discord. That should get you the link. Or you can email me, theclumsygeek@gmail.com, and just say hi, ask for the link to the Discord server, and I will reply to you and I'll give it to you. It's a bit manual, but I try to keep it a bit secret just so we can, preserve the integrity of the group in a way. Because at least we can filter out those people who are not really interested, maybe just curious and just going to drop by for like a second or a minute and then never going to use it again. I don't want to bloat the numbers just for the sake of numbers. I'm more than happy to have people there who really are interested in being there, joining the discussions, sharing stuff, chatting, So if you are interested in that kind of thing, more than welcome to, although the steps are a bit manual. Moving forward, I'm thinking of more automated ways of doing this. Maybe I can put the link in the mods list. You guys think about that? Just so it's not blatantly in the YouTube page and the video description. So I don't know, we'll see, but let me know if you have thoughts. But yeah, that's where I post most of my stuff. Whenever I find a cool new mod, I share it there. If I can, screenshots I share there, news, and the same for other people. So it's a like-minded group there, who are people who are very much into simulators, different kinds. Some are into flight sim, some are into truck sim, some are into train sim, race sim, and everything. Some just want to hang out, and more than welcome to. So share movie suggestions, share real-life pictures and whatnot. So those kinds of things, more than welcome. But yeah, as of now, the joining process is a bit manual, so please bear with me. Okay. Next question is from Nikolas Temelkov. From what country you are? Well, I answered this in the previous Q&A already a couple of times, but in case you missed it, and for those who missed it, I am from the Philippines. So my accent, this one you hear, is predominantly Filipino. But I moved to Singapore 7 years ago, and I've been happy here, but I'm not sure how long I can stay here. We'll see. But for now, I'm enjoying every bit of it. So yes, I think we leave it at that, because not sure how much more I can expound on that. But let's move on to the next one. Scan720, now a member of the ProMods team, is very excited for ProMods, as you can imagine. Being accepted into the ProMods team, I'm sure, is a huge achievement, and he has been looking forward to that for a long time, so it makes sense that most of his topics are ProMods related. But this one has been asked a long time ago, so he was asking, what do you think we will see in ProMods 2.50? So obviously that was before ProMods 2.50 was released. So now I can easily answer all of that because we have the entire list. But that's the power of time travel, power of cheating. Nah, but yeah, maybe let's just congratulate Scan on his ProModsness. on his acceptance into the ProMods team, and give props to the entire not only ProMods team, but all our map modders there. ProMods, Rustmap, RoX, Southern Region, and all the other map mods out there. I'm sure Wombat knows all of them. Thank you to all your contributions to the community. And although I have not tried each and every one, I enjoy every bit of it. What flag is this, guys? Is this Austria? Let's have a look. Yeah, Österreich. Austria indeed. I thought we will be passing through via Switzerland. Maybe this is a different route that I'm going through. That is perfectly fine. Okay. So yes, thank you to all the contributions, you guys, all the modders. You make the sim a lively place. Because imagine if we didn't have mods, even if SES had updates, game updates 1.37, 1.38, all the DLCs that they release, that would only be like, I don't know, once every few months, right? At most. Imagine what you would be doing in the meantime. If you got an update, for example, we got a new DLC, let's say Idaho. Idaho DLC, amazing new map, explored it. Usually in a day or two, if you're really like playing the entire day, you discover everything already. And after a day or two, or maximum a week, you've explored most of it, gone back and forth through it. And after a week or so, you would be back to like, you'll be super hyped when it releases, and then you'll be back to normal hype, normal feeling after a week or so. And for some people that's great, but for me particularly, I've been used to the getting something new, you know, like constantly browsing, constantly enjoying the updates, the new mods that come out, the updates from the mods, that like every day I look forward to what's new, what I can try next. And if you have that same mindset, then relying only on SES might be a bit too slow for your taste. I know it would be for me. So imagine getting Idaho and then not getting the next release like 3 months after that. I probably would stop playing Truck Sim altogether until that next update. At least personally, that's what I would feel. But thanks to mods, you always have something new. A new truck, a new sound, a new map, new paint job, anything. Right? And it just keeps the game fresh. And it keeps you coming back for more. And that's why ever since I started my virtual trucking career in ATS, I don't think I've stopped since. It's not for a long period of time. Even now with Microsoft Flight Simulator, I still am trucking and I am enjoying every bit of it. So yeah, thank you to all the modders out there, and I know there are always these contentions, disagreements, different points of view, irreconcilable differences and whatnot, and that cannot be avoided, but thank you for trying to work together as much as you can and keeping your own principles and your own individuality, and yeah, still trying to contribute in the best way you can to the community and sharing your passions, sharing your preferences. This is a nice cool tunnel. Not sure if I've been through here before, probably not in a while, but this looks like a ProMods area if I were to guess. I don't remember this from the default. You guys let me know. I know a lot of you are more familiar with the different areas than I am. I am amazed how you guys memorize the different areas, like, oh, that's ProMods, oh, that's Rustmap, oh, that's SES. How do you memorize these things? Maybe having a goldfish memory doesn't help, but get the point. Alright. But yes, that was just me going off tangent again with a different topic. But I wanted to take the time to thank all our modders who keep the game alive. HUD has a question. What aspects of your life did you never think you would enter, but now cannot imagine a world without? My goodness, that's pretty deep. That's a good question. Well, this entire thing has been something I would never have imagined. I guess because of all these emerging technologies, we are creating new industries, phasing out old ones and creating new ones to take its place. Like, being a YouTuber was not a thing years ago, right? Would never have imagined that that was possible. Didn't even know that existed. I mean, if you asked me, like, how many years? 6 years ago, asked me what a let's play is, I would have not known the answer. I think I told this before. Look at that guy. That guy must be pissed. Thankfully, this guy moved to the right. But yeah, I remember encountering the let's play term for the first time when I was looking for City Skylines videos. I was enjoying City Skylines, but I didn't know a lot of stuff. I wanted to search for tips, and during those times before, during the olden days, when we first had the internet but no YouTube yet, we had to look for like strategy guides, cheat codes. There would be different websites which had strategy guides or cheat codes, like Game Facts. Do you guys remember that? That's still up, I think, but not as famous anymore. Oh, this is great scenery. Is this where we're going? Beautiful sunset. Slow down a bit. 70 here or what? No, 100, okay. So yeah, I encountered Let's Play videos first time when I was looking for City Skylines guides. I looked in YouTube and saw, what is this Let's Play thing? And from there I got hooked. And then eventually I decided maybe I can also do that. You know, just as a way to pass time. As a way to justify that I'm doing something other than playing. Even though playing in itself is nothing bad. It's great, but I wanted to be a bit more productive. Like, I don't know. I wanted an excuse. So I started making videos. I wanted to share what I did. And I didn't know that I would enjoy it. So it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. The creativity that comes into, oh, look at all these people walking. There's even a dedicated sidewalk. Nice. Definitely ProMods, 100% sure. So yeah, this entire process is something I never thought I would get into. I'm not really the creative guy. Europa Bridge. What is that? First time I saw that, I think. Interesting. If you guys have more info on what this Europa Bridge is, let me know. Interesting. So yeah, the entire YouTube world is something I never thought I'd be involved in. The same goes for trucking, simulation in general. I was not really a simulation fan before. Not really a truck fan before. But yeah, the exposure to different games, just being in the YouTube world and trying to explore different games, trying to see what I like, and eventually I found it. Something that is perfect for me, that does not include shooting people, shooting stuff, not related to violence, does not need fast reflexes. It's more about relaxing rather than adrenaline pumping action. Something you can do to rest instead of tire yourself out. These kinds of things all were ticks in my checkboxes. And because of that, I got into simulators. And it has such been a journey for me. I'm learning so much. The learning never stops. And I have learned quite a few things since the beginning, but still plenty more to go. And it's just been an amazing ride, and thank you guys for being part of that ride, because I get much of my info from you guys. And of course I have to like balance it out. Is this real? Is this opinion? Is this fact? Fact check this and stuff like that. Whoa, that is getting steep. And what is this line here? Not so sure, but what time is it? Maybe we can sleep first. 10 p.m. Yeah, perfect time to sleep, I think. Okay, this is the Austria-Italy border. It's perfect to spend the night here and chill for a bit so that we get nice views in the morning. We should have enough time. 35 hours. Yeah, more than enough time. I really like that mod I'm using. I'm using a mod that extends the deadlines. So even if it's urgent, you can still, I think it doubles all the deadlines. So you don't have to rush even if it's urgent. Call it a bit cheaty, but I did not play this to go at top speed and avoid all the sightseeing tours. Just want to enjoy and chill and do jobs. So it's perfect. Now that is not the best parking. This Iveco would hate me. Let's park properly here, guys. Turn here. And turn like so. Maybe I'll reverse in later. Okay, that looks good. Oh, look at the moon there. Beautiful. Okay. Let me just park this up nicely so that the other drivers will not shout at me. That looks good. Okay, now we can just straighten it and park. Yeah, looks good to me. Right, catch you guys in the morning. Alright, now that looks beautiful. Perfect day, perfect time to start the day. Overslept a bit, 7:41 already. That's okay. Man, those engine sounds, huh? Okay, next question. Do you have, or are you going to get a CDL or the European equivalent? This is a question from BoomSmackTV. So I guess CDL is commercial driver's license. I get it right? No, I don't have. I have a driver's license from the Philippines, but I don't drive anywhere else. I don't drive outside the Philippines, or at least I haven't yet. Maybe in the future I will, but as a commercial driver, like driving trucks, no, I don't have plans of doing that in real life. I mean, I don't think you would drive trucks in real life for as a hobby, like just because you enjoy it. Maybe you would drive cars as a hobby, but not trucks. But yeah, unless I would want that as a job, then I wouldn't be doing that. And I have no intentions for now. I would want to experience driving a truck just to get a feel for it. But I don't want that to be my career. Living a truck driver's life is, from what I hear, very challenging, very hard. You either spend a lot of time away from your family, you're always on the road, or even if you're one of those who travel short distances and go home every day, it's still challenging because you're always on the road. And I'm happy enough enjoying it in the sim, and that's the amazing thing about these simulators. You don't have to be a full-blown driver, don't have to get that license, don't have to make this as your job. You can stick to doing the fun stuff in a simulator and skip out all the hassles. And that's what makes these things so amazing. You can not only simulate real life, you can also exclude those elements which don't make sense for you. You can mix and match, pick out those stuff that really make you interested. What I would say though is if there were any chances of becoming a real life anything, I would lean more towards becoming a real life pilot. I've mentioned this a couple of times. I'm really, how do you say, curious, really into the entire aviation industry. You know, the concept of flight, the science behind it, all the details, all the different things. When you get into aviation, all the procedures, all the different nerdy stuff, basically. It is just so fun to learn in my brain, so fun to practice, so fun to get into, that I'm hoping that in the future, when I get enough funds, I can study to become a real pilot. Now, whether I do that as a hobby or as a kind of work, as a private pilot or as a commercial pilot, maybe we take things one step at a time. Oh my goodness, that looks so good. So hard to pick a screenshot here. Everything looking so great. But yes, if ever I were to become anything from these simulators, if I were to follow any of these, it would probably be the flight sim path as a pilot. I think that will be the most useful. Flying to wherever you want to go is definitely a benefit. It's a very exciting thing to think about. And although it probably will end up being more of a hassle flying on your own versus just taking one of the airlines and sitting down and eating and just waiting for it to arrive, I think the fulfillment is for my taste, for my interests. Really, there's a different sense of fulfillment in planning your entire flight plan, being able to say you traveled this far, traveled on your own, flew on your own plane or something. But yeah, that's my fantasy, so to speak. 70 here, back to 80. Love the winding roads here. Enjoying these areas. Where are we now? Somewhere in Italy. Not very helpful. Well, I'll see soon enough. That's a very sharp bend. Oh crap! I told you guys that's a sharp bend. No one saw that. No one saw that. Nothing happened. Just telling a story. Yeah, these are the types of bends that I do not like personally. I'm not sure if in real life there are such kinds of bends, probably. But yeah, it's not very idiot-proof. Not for clumsy guys like me. For me, if you say 80 is the limit, I would stick to 80. Unless you warn me to slow down because there's a bend coming that is not survivable at 80. So that's why I'm very bad at racing, because I cannot tell how sharp a bend is until I get there, until it's too late. Thankfully, this is not a World of Trucks contract, so I can teleport. But if it was, I would have been crying already, because you cannot teleport, you cannot do what I just did if you're doing a World of Trucks contract. That actually happened to us before. Final turn of a 3-hour trip. I approached a junction, a bend too fast, and voila, sleepy truck. Here we go, another one of these super sharp bends. Slow down here. But yeah, I don't think these bends should exist, but maybe they do in real life, but I still hate them. I like more the bends that are more natural, like in Grand Utopia kind of bends there. It's been a while since we've driven in Grand Utopia, huh? Anyway, so yes, going back to the topic, I have tried looking into how much becoming a pilot is, or learning is. It is pricey, definitely. So if I ever were to do that, maybe not right now, maybe a few years from now, if ever, that would be a super cool thing. In a way, as I think about it, me and Squirrel are on similar paths. Like I am maybe like 100,000 miles behind him, but we are on a quite similar path, although I'm on a very minuscule how do you say, scale, because he started out as I'm not sure if he was a software engineer, but he was in IT for sure, and then he made YouTube and Twitch his full-time job, and then he also became a real pilot, studied to become a real pilot, and now he flies in real life from time to time. Those are the exact same things that I'm interested in as well. Not really because of Squirrel, but more like because of my interests. But yeah, there are just some like similar wavelengths happening in there. So I think I am taking the same same approach in a way. Yeah, Squirrel is an amazing guy, and unfortunately I cannot watch him so much anymore. I don't have enough time to watch him, but that's the pattern I would follow probably. Something along those lines. Now where is the telepass? Here on the left, okay. Alright. Are we near? Let's see. Oh, we are. Wow, that was fast. Okay. Do we have time for one more question? What do you think about newer updates to ETS2 and ATS? This one is from Jonathan Andersson. Newer updates to ETS2 and ATS. Well, for the most part, I like them. I like the fact that SES is continuing these free updates. And as I mentioned in this video, I really look forward to those updates, not only from the mods updates, but also the official updates. I like tinkering with new stuff. But yeah, some of the things have been a bit questionable. But mainly I think SES is doing a great job. I think the only thing where I really don't like their approach is in the sound department. I don't have an explanation for it, but yeah, their sounds are really bad. And taking into account that the past few updates were sound oriented, Fmod, upgrading the sound engine, I would have imagined they would include the sound updates with that. Like, if you improve the sound engine but you don't improve the sounds, well, that doesn't make you shine in a very good light. Because what happened with them, they upgraded the sound engine, which is amazing, which is good, a lot more functionality, so our modders can utilize that more. But they themselves, they did not have time to improve all the other sounds. So some of the sounds, actually many of the sounds, were as bad as before, just like ported over to the new engine, which kind of, I'm going to say the term again, exacerbated the problem. They use that right? It intensified the problem. If it was bad before, it's even worse now, because the imperfections are more visible, are more audible in the new engine. Because the new engine, you could say, is more sensitive, maybe, you can look at it like that. And so if your sounds are not good, they would become even worse. That is my opinion on how that happened. So I'm happy that we got a new sound engine. That is the F-Mod sounds. Our modders have been able to come up with a lot of nice things because of it. Actually, I'm not sure if from the point of view of a sound modder, if they like the F-Mod better or the old ones better. Because I think in the old engine, what is the name of the old engine anyway? They could change or differentiate the interior versus exterior sounds. And now they can't do that anymore. So I'm not sure if from a modder's point of view, they also like the old one. But I think overall the sounds became better. It's just that the default truck sounds from SCS are really bad, and it being a sound-centric update doesn't make a lot of sense in my books. So yeah, in general I like the updates, but there's one thing I don't like about SCS, is the sound. Unfortunately. But and the sound is one of the biggest things for me. So thankfully we have mods to fill those gaps. Because right now, as you guys can imagine, as you guys can see, I don't really drive any truck, just any truck. I only drive trucks which have nice sounds. That's why most of the time I only drive trucks where Krishboom releases a new sound for, or go back to a sound with those kinds of quality sounds from modders. Krishboom EVR, Z-Mod for ATS, and other talented modders. But if I'm going to drive a truck with default SCS sounds, I probably wouldn't drive it. So yeah, I think there is a lot to be done still in the sound department. But aside from that, the maps, the other updates, SCS is doing a great job, so looking forward to what they have in store for us. I just hope that they step up in terms of the sound department eventually. Ooh, that went very nice. Alright, that did not go as long as I was thinking, so that's great. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that Q&A session, a bit longer than the previous one. Thank you for watching, and if you have questions, Google Forms is in the video description. Catch you in the next one. Clumsy Trucking, and bye-bye. Thanks for watching.